Welcome to the Cast, where we bring you all things science, engineering, technology, and innovation. Today we are joined by Oleksandr Buratinsky, founder and CEO of tTravel. He has spent 12 years of experience in tech, where he consulted businesses of all sizes worldwide to help them adapt and grow. He bootstrapped tTravel from a YouTube travel blog to a thriving app with over 37,000 users, all without external funding amidst a war. Oleksandr is also a keynote speaker and author of the ebook 12 Lessons from 12 Years, sharing insights gained over his extensive career in tech. So, Oleksandr, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm equally excited to have you, and I really can't wait to dive in. So, quickly, let's hop in. Your career is a masterpiece in evolution from a
Uh,
QA tester to Scrum master. So, to system coach, and now even CEO of your own bootstrapped startup. So, what's the line that connects all these different chapters for you?
Oh, that's an interesting question. For me, I don't know. It like sixth year or seventh year in IT, and I was thinking, okay, I'm changing the roles, but what's the reason, and what is the like mm, bone structure of it? Why I'm doing this in what's driving me. And I came to conclusion that is like, first I was looking on products and some, technology stuff, and I've looked from QA perspective, like what is wrong with it? Can we test it around? Can we break it somehow? Is it failing? Why it is failing? Then I came to a conclusion that most of cases software is failing because of people, because people do not communicate clearly. They often are bottleneck, and they behave like people. They just people. They are not AI agents. So I'm I'm started to develop my like a people manager career, I would say, and it's Scrum Master, Agile coach, and I've started to look on the organizations and the departments and engineers, like how they communicate, how they interact, through what they interact, what like channels of the communications. I decided that, yeah, like if I will solve some problem on strategic level between people, inside of communication, it doesn't matter if software failing, it will be fixed and it will be improved by the team, by individuals. They will be motivated to do this. So it's like I was looking to the flaws, to the bugs, I would say, or incidents. And I came to the conclusion that it's all about the people. And now, if I'm evaluating organization, I'm like, okay, which type of people do you have on which positions, how the roles are described, etc., etc. And this particular experience, it allowed me to gather my own band, I would say, and start at tTravel. So it was cool.
All right, that's pretty interesting. So let's talk about travel for a while. Could you give us like a background story? I mean, the origin story is incredible. Avon grew from a travel blog into an
Mhm.
app with 3,700 users. What was the initial spark that made you decide to build this? And did you ever imagine it would become what it is today?
Yeah, I think I've imagined it even bigger, because my ambition goes like, we will conquer the world or something like that. So I'm always motivating my colleagues that, yeah, sky's the limit and we can go further. We don't have any borders because it's a topic that, everyone loves. And everyone wishes, about some additional vacation days to travel somewhere and to know different cultures. So, but initial spark was, I think, it was made by technology actually, because me and couple of guys. We won a few hackathons. One was internal for the client, and second one was like external for money. Like prize was with money. And then I met my CTO, current CTO. So I was kind of driven by the interest and such an insight that, okay, technology and real world problems can, exist together, and can be kind of built in a couple of days, for example. So if you have a right motivation, if you have a really good team, you can actually solve any type of tasks. And this collaboration, what inspired me, and this is what inspired me to kind of look at travel blog and say, okay, there are many people there who are asking like where to go, how to go, a lot of the advices, they were asking for advice. I was thinking maybe we can give them technology and they will be never disappointed. So they will have the best trips of their lives through the mobile app, because everyone right now have a smartphone. So this spark of, creativity or something like, and partially, take the solution, it made me, push it forward. Yeah.
Interesting. So, Alexander, you bootstrapped this company entirely without external funding. What has that constraint forced you to learn that you might have missed if you had taken venture capital from day one?
I think that like we were very lucky that we decided to bootstrap, and like it was, a brave decision to bootstrap without any venture capital, because we made it through two major, world events. I would say it's like COVID, pandemia, and full-scale war. Because we didn't took any money from external sources, we didn't have any additional pressure, except our own strive to kind of develop things the way we want to, and like we had this kind of a luxury of like slowing down, then going with very fast pace, kind of looking on the market and looking for mentors who can give advices. We never like sat and looked at the numbers, burning down money and be stressed about that. I think it's a good thing if you can scale because of your users, because users love your product and they love to use it. They actually invest in your development. It's the best, I would say, emotion and happiness that you can feel, I would say, when you're looking at that strength.
All right. So I have to ask about the context in which you built this. I mean, you started tTravel amidst the full-scale invasion of Ukraine. How did that immense external pressure shape your priorities and your definition of what a problem really is?
Yeah, it actually broke a lot of things, of course, like in many lives. And this is a hard topic because, like, we started tTravel like half a year before the full scale invasion, and we gained momentum, we gained traction, interest from users, like first sales. People started to like it, to share news about it, and then we managed to like enter one acceleration program like 3 days before full scale invasion. And it was partially initiated by government, so they were interested in us also. But all the program, it started, we had a briefing, and then full scale invasion, everything fell apart. So if we had a luxury of, having like Ukrainians who travel a lot, domestic market or local market supporting us, we had this like kind of support, and we had that luxury. It all went, to the bin, to the garbage bin, because right now it is no market. There is no market in Ukraine. Nobody's kind of traveling. Borders are closed, and we decided that okay, we need to redefine our strategy because of many people flee from war. We can produce an instrument that, first of all, will give them opportunity to kind of sell their own itineraries. And then we began to build a very easy to use constructor inside the app that everyone could build your travel plan, travel itinerary, and sell it through our platform, because we knew that we needed to reach out for community of Ukrainians and community like Western community or like American users, and they will support us more because their markets are okay. They are like in post-COVID kind of trend that people more and more are traveling. So we decided to kind of put on hold like our strategy that for domestic market, for local market, and started to reaching out to the other markets in the world.
All right. So, your background is in Agile methodologies and system coaching. How do
Yeah.
you translate principles like Scrum, which are often for software teams, to
Mhm.
running an entire company? So, what does a sprint look like for a CEO?
It's like I on this point of my career, I understand like clearly that there is no like vanilla Scrum, I would say. Like nothing can be just copy and paste for your company. You need to understand like principles, as you said, that's completely true, and then apply techniques, like ceremonies, tools, artifacts, et cetera, et cetera. But, the main thing that exists in Scrum and should be scalable, for any type of business, and it is scalable. It's retrospective, right? If you're planning something, you need to understand, does it met like user expectations? Could you done it in a better way? And what was great about your solution, right? What you developed. So, like main principles to be open in those kind of conversations, open and transparent, like what did we do wrong and what kind of lessons should we get from it. So it's for us in tTravel, we do like weekly sprints. Actually, we gather each Friday, like in the end of the week, and talk about not only operational stuff but also strategy. Should we shift it somehow, or like any news about our competitors came up and we should do something about it. So we reflect on it. And planning is more adaptive than even the Scrum framework, because we don't do like just a sprint planning meeting and then forget about it, everyone doing what they want or what is planned. We are always in sync in the chats. And if something came up or shifting priorities, and we like use the Kanban flow to put it through as fast as we can and to apply as much resources as we can. So basically, we treat every kind of a release or partnership as like mini project, like very small project, and it goes through the flow very fast. So yeah, that's kind of principles that we got from like my perspective, and it worked, and it works. Still, it works for us.
Great. So let's talk about your ebook, 12 Lessons from 12 Years. What is the one lesson that surprised you the most? The thing you didn't expect to learn about leadership or resilience along the line?
I think that, like, for me, I was very kind of maximalistic. I was very inspired by, innovation and changes and etc. But like with more and more years in different types of company, I understood that even the good change, something that is changes for good, is also a stress for the team, for people, for partners. It doesn't matter if you change something. Neurobiology is saying that you feel that amount of stress that um, like maybe even um, force you to push it back. So people do not push back only, bad ideas. They also push back good ideas, and not because they are bad people, but it's not convenient for them to kind of changed their habits. It's like our brain is wired to have like specific time of day we eat, specific time of day we work, and like to build up that routine. And like the more repetitive task you do, the more like you have your brain in stable condition without stress, and it feels more comfortable. Yeah, so people can adapt to basically like everything or anything. Yeah, it's like in with this very clearly that we adapted somehow. We adapted our mindset, our culture, the way we talk, the way we communicate, our levels of like initial like stress responding. So like I think that the actual like lesson is be like more aware of the changes, even if they are good, it still will be stressful for your stakeholders or people you are trying to change.
All right. Building public as you do means sharing both wins and losses. What has been the most valuable feedback or connection you've gained from being so transparent about your journey?
Okay, so yeah, because it's like two questions for me. Because like when I'm growing as a professional, I have people around me like mentors, like coaches, psychiatrists, even, and they can watch me grow somehow as a person. But if we're looking on like tTravel or our product, it's mostly like the users and like other players in like tech ecosystem. They are watching on the progress of the startup, and it's quite like different scale for them. If me as a person, I think it's like the more I'm in technology field and the more I'm in my career or like doing stuff that wasn't expected, the more resilient I become, and the more calm I feel about any type of change, so it's like my own resiliency. It's also bootstrapping, right? It's bit by bit, it's growing my own resilience. And if for example we talk about the startup, so people see how creatively and how kind of differently we like approach the creation of a mobile app, for example. So we have really, really intuitive but unique interface in our app, and it changed drastically through the years. Because first we had a prototype, and it was just a web app that you could open your phone. It will be like in a resized view. So it was a web app just to check if people will buy our products. But then we managed to collaborate with UX UI designers to think about it in other way, to check out the competitors. And we came up with the like 2.0 version that was pretty popular. But we really reflect on what is happening on the market. And we understood that we are like doing the same as our competitors. And we kind of wanted to distinguish ourselves from others. And like we put like every bit of creativity that we had, because we are like movie fans, like we love games, we love music, and we wrote the soundtrack. We made an app like a meditative app, so you can not only consume like itineraries or like advices for your travel, but you also can feel the type of journey inside the app itself. So it was a kind of a creative vibe that now our users feel, and they understand that like features that they were asking for, they are in different packaging, in unique packaging, and they appreciate it even more.
Great. Really insightful, Alexander. So, for the developers and entrepreneurs listening, what does your stack for resilience look like? Is it a specific mindset, a tool, or a daily habit that keeps you and the team moving forward?
I would say that even when I'm hiring people, okay, if like engineer, for example, have all necessary hard skills, for example, in our case, it's like Flutter developer, understanding Dart, and like et cetera, or like backend .NET. This is a hard skills. But in the soft skills, I would say this thing that matters the most for us is an openness. And like, if the person afraid to tell something that, like, okay, I messed up with something, or like I didn't get it from the first time, your explanation. So if it happens, if person is kind of tend to cover all mistakes and do not wish to enter our safe space, I would say, when we elaborating, when we talking about how our business is going, like what's the problem with the market, we are not hesitating to share it with our engineers, because they need to understand, like, that it's still business, and hard skills, they are like just the tools or instruments that helping business grow and be more and more resilient. But for teams, exactly, you need to have like very open-minded people in your team, like in your squad or whatever you call it. If you don't have like this like honesty in communication, it will not work. Everything will break up in some way.
So you have grown from an individual contributor to a leader of a whole company. So what has been the hardest part of that transition for you?
I would say that this accountability, right? Because when you're an individual contributor, still you still have like kind of a borders of where you can go, or where is like it's starting to be problems of other people. You still have this kind of a box where you sit in. If we are talking about entrepreneur, it's accountability and commitment to your business, like on a level of ownership. You own everything, like each type of process, each type of mistake that is made, you are owning. And it's hard, like when you're speaking to the person, say, I understand, like that thing happened, right? Something broke up, something broken, or like some issue escalated. How can I help you to solve it and get things right so it will not happen like anymore in the future? So it's like taking your own accountability for each process that is right now in your company. So it's a hard thing. It's really hard thing. It's your head starts to be like a balloon sometimes, and you're in pain sometimes, but yeah, but it's rewarding because you're building your own business. As far as I'm concerned, it it's what you wanted to do, like not what other ask you to do.
So, for a young tech professional listening who has a
Mhm.
side project that they are passionate about, what is
Mm.
your number one piece of advice for taking that first step from idea to reality?
Right now we live in a world where there is an wipe coding. It exists, and the more and more tools allowing you to build everything very fast. And like for any type of engineer, having your like a pet project, you need to understand that maybe not uh, tech is your primary focus, because first of all, you need to have a line of people who want to buy your products. So it's always about kind of supply chain, right? And if you will listen to any type of venture capital investors, they are saying, okay, what's the users are buying, like how much it costs, like your product, is it growing like monthly, or yearly, month to month, year by year, how it is growing in terms of the people, and they are what they are buying. They almost never start talk with what's your technology, right? As well, what's the architecture of your solution. Right now it's even, you need to go even faster than it was, for example, like 4 years ago. Produce some solution, or even a website where you describe your solution without any kind of MVP existing or called it. If you have a right response, if you have people in your wait list, because people are wanted, what you described, then you start to build something. Because if you first building something and you know starts to love your product, you start to love your product and you kind of obsessed with that technology because you invested already so much time and so much love, I would say, then like it will be very hard to shift it, to pivot or to change it out somehow. So it will be very, very hard, and even harder on such if you made the whole solution to let it go. It's even harder. Better to test out this kind of a supply chain first.
Okay, so part of the theme of this podcast is centered around innovation. So for that reason, I like to ask
Mhm.
every guest I interview here a question on innovation. So through all of this, your tech career, bootstrapping a
Mhm.
company, and writing. So what does the word innovation truly mean to you, and how does it relate to your work, your field so far?
It's a good question because, like, sometimes innovation, we see that people innovate in very small things, right? For example, like calendar schedule. It's something that was like right on the surface, maybe, but Calendly, like iCal and other, tools, they came up and everybody understood that it's a new normal, the new standard for, scheduling some events, etc., etc. So it was kind of small thing, but if you see like this problem, and nobody sees it, it's already something that you can innovate on. So it's basically even small enhancement could be an innovation, because we live in a very like complex world and with a lot of people who have a lot of problems. So innovation is not thinking like about some dreaming about some very big like technology or something, building a data center for it and only then start to get to the users and show it is this technology. But you can bit by bit enhance everyday life of people, and the same with process, the same with like kind of your organization or your startup features in it, like bit by bit hearing the people's problems, and you can innovate on what's already existed. So it's small kind of enhancement
Hmm.
uh, that are done repeatedly. I would say that.
Okay, that's a really interesting perspective to see the meaning of the word innovation from. Thanks for sharing. So, finally, Alexander, for our audience, who are inspired to follow your journey, what's the best place for them to connect with you, find your ebook, or perhaps follow the progress of tTravel?
Well, actually, like you can find me in LinkedIn, Oleksandr Buratinsky. Yeah, it's my name and surname, and there is a link on my ebook. But like the main thing I wanted to ask you is to go to tTravel.me and check out our products. I hope you will enjoy it. I think it's a like masterpiece. It came on a border like of art, creativity, and modern technology. So we will be glad to see you there, to see you in our analytics board.
Great, great, great. So, Alexander, it's been a really insightful conversation with you, and I'm excited to have you on the show today.
Thanks a lot, Ezekiel. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise.